Look stylish and sleek by thrift store shopping. Take a look.
Normally shop at boutiques, department stores, other stores sort of in my neighborhood.
Take the thrift out of it. Don't think you're just like, not doing the best thing you can for yourself. So think of it as a boutique, and you're treating yourself, and you're absolutely out for a bargain. So take the thrift out of it. Kids' clothes, it's a great thing because they grow so quickly, they never get worn out. Go and look for your new tags, have an idea in your head about what suits you, and go and target your market, target it.
I again appreciate thrift stores, don't want to knock it in any fashion, but because of the type of work that I do and the fact that I'm an executive, I didn't think that this was an option that would be useful for me. So I was very uncomfortable, extremely skeptical, and probably filled with stereotypes. Brands I really like, Anthropologie, Calvin Klein, some Prada. I also like some vintage designers as well, but pretty much sort of the high-end type of designers.
Hollywood has changed a lot of it. You get a lot of the big stars wearing vintage, so this is kind of taking the stigma of all of that away. And in this economy, we're all trying to save money. There is no stigma anymore. Most of us are out to save some money, look as good as we can on the limited budgets that we have, and, just find a deal. I mean, we're women. We love to shop. We love a bargain. Well, she looks fabulous, and joining us now is Tara Badeau. Please welcome Tara Badeau to the show. I'm so glad you came in person.
I'm so glad you had me in person.
Now, that whole experience, we have to tell them that in the beginning, you're an experienced thrift shopper, but in the beginning, you weren't so thrilled with going to Goodwill.
That's right. I had enough risk in my life and decided that, I was a little apprehensive when you came to me about going to a thrift store. I just wasn't certain I'd find something that would match my look and my style, and that I would find high quality at the store.
Right. How surprised were you?
Very surprised.
Yeah.
I think probably the most surprising thing is the quality of clothing, the variety of labels, as well as the price point.
Yeah. So what do you do for a living? Tell us about yourself.
I'm a recovering lawyer. I practiced law for 5 years, and now I run a nonprofit. I'm the executive director of the California Minority Council program.
Very busy woman.
Very.
Okay, but you watch your dollars very carefully, as most of us do today.
I'm running a nonprofit in a recession, so.
Yeah, there you go. Say no more. Say no more. But when you're buying, when you're out there and you're looking for something, say at Goodwill, sometimes we're a little wary of buying something that's expensive.
Right.
And I think you really have to think of, in that case, how many times will I wear it? Is it cost effective?
Right.
Break it down to each time you wear it, how much it's going to be. So that's a really good one for it. And I also think that sometimes, you think that designers, when you go into, especially Goodwill, it's very overwhelming. And they have a section that says designers. But if you just go there, a lot of the people in the stores don't know all the designers' names.
This is right.
So they don't, you go there first, yes, but do look at the rest of the shop, because the designers kind of scattered around everywhere.
That's right.
So you can't just go to that one section and be sure you're going to find it.
That's right. You have to put your running shoes on, have your patience, and get your fingers ready to go through and look.
Go through. And have an idea in your mind about what you're kind of looking for.
That's
because
right.
Otherwise, again, it's overwhelming.
That's right. That's right.
The serge seams, checking out the quality of the garments, checking out the seams, checking the buttons, all of those types of things, very, very important. But we're going to have a little break right now, and then we're going to come back with more recession-proof clothing.
All right.
We're back with more recession-proof fashion tips for you, and Tara's back with us. I have to say, especially in Goodwill, you have to not just go to the fashion section. So I went back to where we went shopping.
Right.
And I went over to where the household goods were. They have great children's things. But the household things, I bought this one for myself. This is a coverlet for a bed. Look at this price. Tell them how much that is.
This is $6.99. Now, why I'm shocked, of course, is that you can get this at Pier 1 Imports for $50, $60.
Right.
And the quality here is the same, and it's brand new, and
brand new.
$43 less.
Right. And you know what? The thing you have to remember is they get tax write-off. So when you take, you know, your things into Goodwill or Salvation Army, you get the tax certificate to get it knocked off your taxes. So therefore, a lot of stores send their surplus there.
That's right.
So a lot of the things are new. Look at this pillow. Brand new.
Again, $199.
$199.
And I'd use this.
And when we went shopping for you, what did you buy that was new?
Let's see, we found Ferragamo shoes.
Right.
And those were, I think, about $6.
Right. Louis Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton. We found a Calvin Klein jacket, all the labels I like without spending the money for them.
Right.
So I was happy about that. But yeah. Yeah.
You know, in the Goodwill, you can't really haggle prices, but in some of the smaller thrift stores, a really good thing is to say, you know, go there and haggle the price a little bit. Because in this economy, sometimes the merchandise has been there a little bit and they're willing to play on the price. So in the smaller stores, don't accept the price on the ticket.
That's right.
Ask for a discount.
That's right.
Especially if you're buying more than one item.
Right, because then they really want to help move the merchandise.
Right.
And so the more you buy, the more they're willing to haggle with you. And in this recession, I think if you don't haggle, you're not smart.
You're not smart, exactly. Because low is never low enough.
No,
That's
honey, let me tell you, with the Madoff scandals and the AIG, my four-letter words I keep saying is SALE and going to the thrift store. So,
you know, I also want to give you a few tips to look for the folks at home when you're thrift shopping.
Okay.
On the sweaters, make sure there's no moth holes.
That's right.
On leather goods, mold is it's just impossible to get rid of that smell.
Yeah.
So smell.
Yeah.
Smell the garments.
Yeah.
Look at the shoes. Make sure there's no mold in it.
That's right.
Open the handbags.
That's right.
Make sure there's no mold in it. Have a good sniff of it.
have an interactive experience because you just don't know. I think you found me something that was actually really nice, and when we looked at the seams, they were falling apart.
So, yeah, so you really have to examine things.
Right.
And look for things that can go day to night, that are versatile, and you know, that's the best way to shop. Don't forget the children's things and go to the household sections. When we went, the day you and I went, we had lots to choose from. There was a lot of things. The other thing about some of the thrift stores, the Goodwill, Salvation Army, is you have to maybe go back more than one time because sometimes they have a good selection, other times you're not as lucky. So you've got to keep going back. You can't give it up. And don't forget the vintage things. You had some great vintage pieces there in excellent condition.
That's right.
And that second piece was one year vintage. It was great.
Well, if you come with me next time, I'm confident I'll get even more.
You will get more. I'm so glad you came today. Thank you
for having me.
very much.
Thank you very, very much.
Okay, everyone, we're going to